Shoot. Okay. So it's live. What's up? This is my first podcast ever that I'm going to do. Let's see if I can keep it for at least 60 minutes talking. Right now, this camera this is my dad's office. This is the camera. There's a microphone right here at the camera. You can see it. And I'm seeing myself right here in this other screen. My first podcast ever. It is what it is. We'll see how far I can go with this. This will be interesting. But a couple things I want to go over and talk about. Basically, let's go about me, my introduction. My name is Robert Ignacio Rodriguez. I live in Orange County, California, Dustin. And yeah, it's great. I love California. I love the state. It's awesome. Except how it's being managed, of course. It sucks. Governor Newsom is really a pain in the ass about it. Um, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And basically, I want to do this because I don't know. It's just kind of fun. I want to talk about some stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I like kind of everything. Cars. There's just Cybertruck or pulls a Porsche. Fuck you, Cybertruck. I love the Porsche. My next car I want to get is a Porsche. And the Cybertruck destroys it. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. I like everything. Entertainment, the Avatar trailer. I'll talk about the Avatar trailer. We'll make, some jokes are going to be offensive. So what? All right, I like it. It's funny. I told to my brother. My brother, he's one of the funniest guys I know. He laughed his ass off. So that's cool. Yeah, politics, finance. New 2024. How it's going to be a very chaotic, unpredictable year. You got to get your shit together. Um, what I do is my family has this restaurant in Surapan, and I help them run it. Soon I will be in charge and running it, and I got some couple moves coming in, but that's keep that safe. But yeah, that's kind of my story here. I love California. It's dope here. I love it. But if my parents didn't have like a restaurant here, basically a brick and mortar, I can only stay in one spot, then I would probably move. But it is what it is. My point of view, the way I see it is, it's I'm here, and I'm not a big fan of cooking. To be honest, if I could go for the rest of my life, not stepping into a kitchen or not cooking, I could do that. Believe me, I can. But it is what it is. You have to deal with it, and sometimes you just don't like what you got to do. And this is, I feel like this is my duty to do this because from here I can do much more different road paths. What I mean? From here I could go from this, from that, this podcast, right? Um, Vertical farming is something I want to get into. I want to talk about that here. Vertical farming. There's this pad here. It's just like I don't like it. It's like I don't know when Dad has this. It's too big. It's over here. Soon we'll get our own camera and stuff. You can just put it down so you don't forget it. 'Cause I know I'll probably forget it. Vertical farming. But yeah, let's go over it. I really want to talk about this China pneumonia. Um, China pneumonia that's happening right now, and let's see, white pneumonia or China. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. Independent. So countries where pneumonia cases rising amid China outbreak. I did see it that there's some symptoms of white pneumonia a sore throat, fatigue, lingering cough that can last for weeks or months. It's really weird that it's going on. That it's really weird that all these viruses are coming from China. It's really weird that it keeps coming right before election time. Isn't that a little weird? Election time is like a lot more about a year, less than a year, and there's also this happened, right? And it affects children, so it's really reaching out to that sensitive part, that real dear part, which is crazy. It sucks. I lost my grandpa to COVID. I think he got pneumonia after it. So pneumonia is serious stuff. He already had stage 4 cancer. But man, I do miss him. Like I was a complete badass, savage. I loved it too. I loved it. I loved him. I love him for being a savage. I never called him a dick, and he was, and I loved it too. I loved that it was mean. It was awesome. I loved him, and he was fun to be around with. It was very cool. But anyway, so that's kind of weird. So the China pneumonia, I think it's just weird, man. That it comes out of nowhere. Let me look more into it. Let's see. So sore throat, fatigue, lingering cough that can last for weeks. It's been in China, Denmark, Netherlands. Let's see. It's already been reported about Taiwan, Vietnam, India. So, and I think it's has it hit the U.S.? I think so. I think it hit like Michigan or something like the outbreak. Pneumonia outbreak in U.S. Let's see. Ohio. So boom, la madre. Oh, nothing about me. I'm Mexican. Whatever. So boom, a spike in cases has also been reported in one county in Ohio. Video above of health officials in Warren County, Ohio, recorded more than 140 pediatric pneumonia cases since August. There's no sign of any widespread pronounced increases of mycoplasma infections in places in the United States. This bacteria trans seems like we go here, kcra.com. Pronounced infections out of the United States, but the bacteria tends to cause pneumonia outbreaks every 1 to 3 years. The U.S. hasn't had a real wave of it since before COVID-19 pandemic. That was around 4 years ago. 4 years ago, starting like a couple next 2 months. So that's pretty crazy, guys, that it's happening. Um, and I think me and my dad were talking about it the other day, and we're like, this is, we're not ready for another pandemic, and no one's going to listen. I'll be honest. When that first pandemic hit, I was scared. Yeah, I got pretty scared. I think everybody got kind of scared. You know, in the first month, everyone like kind of stayed home. I remember that everyone stayed home when it got serious. When they started, curfew. You can't do this, can't do that. I'll tell you my experience in Orange County. I just spilled water. Pops, if you're watching this, you're gonna be really mad at me because I just spilled water all over your mouse, and now, but it didn't hit the computer, so it's still working. There's no trapo here. This thing is just wet right now. Look, it's just wet. My gosh. Okay, whatever. There's no rag here or anything like that, which sucks. Uh, well, next time I'll bring a rag, but I don't have it now. I'll just put this water right here on the grampy, so it won't get wet anymore. Jesus, my phone almost got wet too. Uh, Rule number one when making a podcast. All right, don't put your water next to the computer. You know, calm down. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, when a podcast when the pandemic happened here in Orange County, this is how I saw it. The first month, everyone followed the rules: masks, 6 feet apart. Everyone in Orange County followed the rules to the letter. Everyone. And after about a month or two, after about 3 months, um, we started to get over it. Because we listened. We started to get over it. There's nobody is people are not dying on the streets, you know. And some businesses were closed. Some businesses were closed, and they needed to survive. There's a lot of small businesses here in here in Orange County. How many small businesses is there in Orange County? How much small businesses is there in Orange County? So in Orange County, and then Empire area. Well, I guess there are two. That's the IE. There are 230,181 small businesses, growing at 4.75% a year. So that's pretty big. In California, what percentage of California small business? Holy shit. This is a staggering number. According to recent data, as of 2022, there were 4.24 million small businesses defined as small businesses with fewer than 500 employees in California, 0% more than the previous year. They represent 99.8% of all businesses in California and hire 7.4 million employees. So, so just have that in your mind, bro. The amount California is made of small businesses, and they shut them down. It's horrible. You know, you see hair salons making a tent right there, a canopy, this and that, and putting the chairs outside and everything. Everyone put their things outside. It's like it's worse. That's crazy. I didn't even know about this. That is just crazy. How much businesses closed? How much businesses closed? Let's look that up. How much businesses closed in Orange County in California during the pandemic? Closed for good. They closed the doors. We can't serve you anymore because we're out of money. How much? Let's see. How much businesses? I still sometimes closed. And how much business closed due to COVID in California? Holy shit. Eyewitness News ABC 7. Nearly a third of California's restaurants permanently closed as the pandemic sets in. Nearly a third of restaurants. 30% closed. Here it is right here. 30% closed. A million workers furloughed or laid off. 2 to 3 years. When you run a restaurant and you're pumping it up, it takes an immense amount of energy, an immense amount of labor, work intense, time, everything. It just takes so much effort to bring it up. So much. It's just really something. Few business sectors were more better than the dining industry, which before the pandemic included. Oh, wow. So yeah, that is pretty bad. Let's see what else I can get here. Is California closed to COVID? I don't know. Entrepreneurs Los Angeles loses small most small. Holy shoot! So L.A. Los Angeles loses most of small businesses. Most small businesses in the U.S. since the pandemic began. So if you're an entrepreneur or you want to start a business and you're in LA, I don't think it's the right move for you if you want to stay in California. If you want to move to, if you want to start a business, I think it's best you move states where is a startup friendly state because LA isn't one of them. Because LA lost a most small businesses in the U.S. since pandemic began, which is pretty crazy. In all of United States, LA was the worst, which is really bad because it's like the mecca of where it's hot. So that's pretty crazy. It's wow. Yelp reported 15,000 businesses closures across LA County. That is significant. So what does this mean? All this together summarized, what does it mean? It means are people ready for another pandemic of pneumonia affecting little children? That's scary. A disease only affecting small children is scary. They're really going after what hurts, something so innocent, which is just wrong. It's just wrong. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. I hope it stops. I hope there's a break on the pneumonia thing. But it's just weird that China, it keeps the virus keeps on happening in China. It seems like this is like a plan from China. It's like a plan. You know, why is it happening every 4 years that there's a virus from China that comes to the U.S.? You know what I mean? I don't know. But question you should ask yourself though. Question you should ask yourself. I don't know. Is there a greater enemy to the United States? Are we in some cold war, cold cyber war, cold bio war? You know, is there a war right now being taken place that we don't know about? What can we do to fix that? Are our leaders that we elect taking the right direction towards us? Are they taking it seriously? Are our interests in their hands? Do they care about us? Do they care about our interests? Do they care about me supporting my family, building a business, building wealth for me? Are the elected leaders? Do they want that for you? I think it's something you should really think about. You know, because California has one of the highest taxes, the one of the most regulated. It's bombarded by regulations. One of the highest sales tax in the country. Um, gosh, I don't want to. I should put just a special segment on the amount of taxes, regulations California has, but because it's just bad, And I love this state. I love it. It's just awesome. I mean, you could go to the mountains, back to the city, then to the beach in the day, man. You know. So it's just weird. It's just California is just awesome. It just has too much good stuff, bro. Anyways, next topic. Okay. The White House warns the U.S. will run out of funds by the end of the year. That's just crazy, Brad. So I guess the White House is not going to have any more money until the end of the year. Well, why can't they just print some more like they've been doing so? It seems like there's a real money management problem with the government or elected officials that they don't know how to handle money. They don't know how to budget. They don't know how to like. Okay, this is our revenue that we generated. Right? You generated 10 million in revenue. Okay, we generated 10 million in revenue. This much goes into freeways, highways. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is. Freeways, highways, bridges, infrastructure. Yeah, that's what it's called. This stuff. This one goes to let's see, programs that matter in school. There's I saw like a video, something about people doing kids back then. They were learning how to cook. They were learn how to checkbook. There used to be you could learn how to drive in school in high school before. You could do that. Things that actually mattered. That's what matters. So I think that's what people oughta look into. So that's pretty crazy. Um, Here's a little note I have. I saw that George Soros got exposed for prop up Hamas through network and well-funded NGOs. If you don't know what NGO means, well, NGOs means non-government organizations. Let's see what about that. If you don't know who George Soros is, here let's just see who George Soros is right now. I know who George Soros is, but those who don't know, who is George Soros? I think he's a billionaire. He he helped build the that thing. Who is so George Soros is a Hungarian American billionaire, investor, philanthropist, blah blah blah. He's worth like 7 billion. He's donated to Open Society foundations. You should really research about his Open Society foundations and what they kind of go for. I'll look it up right now. His children, Alexander Soros. I think it's his son, Alexander Soros, the one that's going to inherit the foundation. But it seems like he he kind of he's helped Hamas through well-funded NGOs. Did well. How do you make his money? How do you make his money? Oh yeah, he was a hedge fund manager. Always the bankers. It's always a banker, man. George Soros is a famous hedge fund manager and generated years of exceptional returns running a quantum fund, one of the largest profits in the world, returns to creating the largest bet made by George Soros against the British pound in 1991. So he bet against the British pound. It's kind of like that one movie, Big Short, when they bet against the U.S. economy, and they were right. So, but let's see. Did George Soros fund, exposed, let's just say fund Hamas through well-funded, well-funded NGOs? Basically, he had nothing to do with it. He's kind of like a third, fourth, fifth party. Had nothing to do with it. But did you get my email? Did you get my text? Okay, NGOs. So left-wing activist billionaire George Soros is facing intense criticism from Israel's ambassador to the UN for pumping over 50 million in a network of non-government organizations that allegedly support Hamas. So yeah, it is right here. So the Israeli ambassador, let's see, Israeli, so Live NGO Monitor, under ngomonitor.org. So you know it's real. It's a PDF file. Hopefully, ambassador won't come out of the door with a gun to my head. Jesus, that's my help. Israeli ambassador to the United States has slammed left-wing activists. Okay, okay, okay. Elon Musk slammed George Soros for eroding societal cohesion. The Israeli ambassador alleged that Soros has transformed billions of dollars of organizations supporting BDS that have wanted to isolate for years. They have never been about real peace or any solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the Israeli ambassador said. George Soros funded over 15 million to groups behind Palestine protest report. The U.S. and European Union have designated Hamas as a foreign terrorist organization. Last month, a report by the New York Post mentioned that Soros has funded over 15 million to groups who are anti-Israel and carry water for Hamas agenda. Israel-Hamas War Day 59, Israeli ground forces launched offensive in southern Gaza. George and Alexander, the one he's going to pass on to the rest of his money, his wealth, Open Society Foundations to Open Society Foundations. 13.7 million to California-based Tide Center, according to Fox. The NGO supports the Law Justice Project, which posted a photograph on Instagram of a bulldozer demolishing Israel's security fence on the day of Hamas' bloody slaughter. So yeah, it's definitely overlapping, right? This happened, boom, time to move in. Okay, so what's it called? Elon Musk said it as well, that this guy just wants to destroy the fabric of society. He I think there's someone said that he wants to destroy the United States of America. That's his plan. Because he's also trying to he's also like in a way letting criminals back to the streets as much as possible, or decriminalizing like activity. Like there's a no chase policy when you for a car, things like that, or like that's why people are raiding stores because you can't get prosecuted if it's over this amount. Just stupid policies, Bad policies will get revealed. Dumb ideas eventually get their credits due. You know. You know when you're in a group. You know when you're in a group and this and that, and a bad idea um, slipped in, and too much time has gone by before like the presentation has happened. Before the presentation has happened, someone looks at them and says, "The fuck? Whose idea was this?" Oh, it was his. It was his. It was his. No, no, no. Did you write this? No, I didn't write it. Did you write this? No, I didn't write it. Okay, so that leaves you two. Who did it? He did. So eventually, those it gets revealed. You know what I mean? It's obvious that he just wants utter chaos in the streets, which is what's happening, and people are not seeing that. Look in the comment section of New York Times or LA Times, mostly LA Times, and people kind of they're kind of for it, and I don't know. There was a post. I don't know, but it's just sometimes it's just I don't have the post right now. I was reading it the other day. There was a post that they really don't know. It seems like I don't know, but the thing is that guy is just bad. Anytime you see George Soros, it's bad news. He's definitely not for a healthy society. Next one. Hmm. So, did anybody see that Virginia house exploding? That was pretty weird. There's a Virginia house exploded next to D.C. Um, but I mean, whatever. Who cares about that? Okay, the Avatar trailer. Who saw? I haven't seen the Avatar trailer. I want to see it right now. I want to see it right now. I actually haven't seen it, but I did make some jokes about it with my brother, and he was laughing his ass off. I'm gonna watch it. Unfortunately, I can't bring it here, which you guys can see it as well. So I want to look at it like this. That way you guys can see it here. It's the best I got. Avatar: Last Airbender. Airbender. There you go. Here we go. So far, the CGI looks really good. The actors really look really cool. It's pretty legit. Zuko and Gyro. I saw this when I was a kid. It's a really good cartoon. Oh, that chick. That's cute. The trailer's good, eh? It's like, oh, Aang looks good. He doesn't look like a pussy. That other kid looks like a girl. Oh, God. Papa. That's too small, though, huh? What's her name? The girl that waterbend's gonna manhandle her. That's sick. That is sick. That is awesome. That was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. But here's the that is pretty cool, man. But like, I was telling to my bro, I was like, hey man, because they're like, and there's an argument around how all the actors should be like Asian or something, which is pretty cool. Yeah, all right. But in my opinion, I'll say this: the water people, it should be like Hawaiians or Philippines. You know what I mean? Because they like, they like to do with the water stuff. You know what I mean? You always see that. You know what I mean? Like surf and what's up, dude, all that stuff. You know, and freaking the the airbenders, they're Asians too. You know, they should be those two elements should be Asians because like the airbenders, they all meditating and shit. Whatever, this and that, all the dancing and shit. Aikido bullshit, whatever, blah blah blah. The Earthbenders, the Earthbenders should they should be Mexicans, all right? Because they're moving stuff, bro. They're working. They're buff. You know what I mean? They're doing all the construction work. You know what I mean? They're like boom, boom, boom. Get away, get away, pinche piedra, get away. Ah! You know what I mean? The Fire Nation. Here's what the Fire Nation is. The Fire Nation is the white people. They're starting shit. You know what I mean? All they want to do is do war. Oh, they should be Germans. But that'd be funny. Yeah. But it's cool. It's cool. Um, yeah, I think that's cool. Um, One thing I saw is that did you know right now the peso, the Mexican peso is at 16. The dollar is at 16 pesos. Look at that. Peso to U.S. dollar. Mexican peso and there you go. Oh, actually it's went up right now. So before the peso was brought again. First, Mexican peso was worth around a dollar was worth I think 21 pesos or something like that. So which was pretty bad for Mexico, but Mexico's been bounced back. Right now it's at 17, so that's pretty good. But right now what I'm hearing is there's a lot of insecurity in Mexico, and that's pretty scary. I don't think there's the border right now is pretty bad. The border it's a crisis. I mean, Even Biden admits it. Biden went against everything Trump stood for border security, and Biden said, "Fuck it, Trump 2024, man, fuck it." I mean, he's going against everything he's ever said. Doing saying that. I mean, I can't say he's doing everything he ever said against it, but he's going against his border security policy, right? Where you don't need that, and now he puts it because it's a real threat. It's a real threat to the country, and it's pretty bad. So I don't know. Could a day be where there's a U.S. military on the border? Yeah, it could be. It would be a better thing. But yeah, it's that topic is very, I don't know. That topic is very tough. But I mean, why do you have a fence around your house? Why do you close the door to your house? Because you want security. You want people breaking in. You know, that's why some people like go to they move houses because of security. Everything's security. You know, you see the Middle East, right? Dubai, that linear city project in Saudi Arabia, I think it is. I'm not sure the line it's called. I think where they want to bring up tourism. They want to shape. They want to bring in people. You know, and people don't really want to go there because of security. You know what I mean? Abu Dhabi is going up because their laws are really really strict, right? You see videos like people leaving phones anywhere or their cars on, car keys on, and everything, and nobody touches them because they do, right? So because their laws are strict, if their laws are strict, people are going to listen to it. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Um, yeah. So vertical farming is something I want to do. I've been looking into it, but you do need a couple bucks. You don't even need that much, but you need a couple bucks, like $1,500, something like that to start it. That'll be pretty cool. I'll definitely probably do a video around though about that. Yeah, I really want to do that. I want to get to it. At least I need to save up for some money. Um, but yeah. Well, I think this is it. Um, yeah, this is a lot harder than it seems, you know. But I'm gonna work towards this, and I want to work towards becoming better every time. Me alone, I don't know. I just wanted to do it. I'll probably have my brother here or someone to talk to, because I need someone to talk to. I need someone's opinion. You know, I can't just go based off my own head what I say to myself. That's not right. I need someone to talk to, someone to go against it. Because you know what I like? I really like debate. I really like to talk about ideas. You know what I mean? We need to learn to sit down and say, I think about this. What do you think about? You disagree. Why do you disagree? So we definitely need something like that more. It seems now it's just like I think like this, and if you think different, you're a Nazi. You are evil. That's not the case. We should be able to talk to each other. We should be able to, discussion. We should be able to debate. There should be a rebuttal, and You shouldn't take it up the ass so much. You don't need to get over yourself. It's really immature. Learn how to work with people. It's a skill that everyone needs. So I really think that's important. And I think it's kind of being erased right now, especially with tech and phones. People on their phones just don't want to talk. They just do the text and this and that. And listen, the smartphone is one of the best inventions ever made, or one of the best weapons ever made. Have you heard about that? Or tracking systems. The applications for it is immense. But yeah, there's this. It is causing kind of a social problem, and I think everyone should be more aware, self-aware. Like I'm using on my phone too much. Look up your screen time. Let's say I used to have my screen time 6 hours, average 6 hours a day, and then lowered it to around 5 hours a day. So I don't know. Everyone should start doing that. And I noticed more that I kind of like, you know, just enjoyed other things in life, the little things in life. I mean, I should say. You know, I enjoyed the traffic and the sun in my face. I enjoyed that moment because I know I'm not going to have it again. That's something one of my dads, my parents, my mom and dad really only have one dad. One of my parents really taught me is always be happy. I mean, being happy is important, but it's not that important. You shouldn't always be happy. You know, I mean, if you're a grown up, you shouldn't always be happy. You shouldn't just based on being happy. That's not a way. That's not a way to go. You know what I mean? You were happy when you were a kid, and if you weren't happy, well, toughen up. But yeah, you shouldn't be based on You should you should learn to love the small things in life. Love the little things. You have a good meal, love for that. Things aren't beautiful because things aren't beautiful sometimes because they last. Things are beautiful because they won't ever be there again. Imagine this. Imagine if you're a guy or a girl. I want to say it from a guy's perspective. It doesn't matter. If you're a guy or a girl, imagine talking to a girl. Gorgeous. Body. Amazing. And you're talking to her, things are going well, this and that. And you kind of just, blow it off. You remember her name, this and that. Okay, yeah, her name's whatever. In a month or so, you remember her, whatever, life happens. You look her up on Instagram, oh, there she is. You sent her a DM. Get back together. Imagine if you didn't have that. Imagine if how how tougher a crush or a harder crush or how legit, you crushing for a girl, how much more it would feel. Imagine what a real feeling was, a real emotion towards someone. Where if you didn't see them, that was it. I mean, if that one time you saw them, the one time you talked to them, you said this could be the last time I ever talked to her. This could be the last time I could ever have the opportunity to make a move with my arm around her waist or her shoulder, right? Last opportunity to give her a peck on the cheek. It could be the last time. Imagine that. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. Think about it that way. You know what I mean? You won't have the chance to ever see this girl again. Imagine what a true emotion, a true feeling like that is. Pretty crazy. That's it for men. It's my first podcast, 43 minutes. I don't know. I think I did. I'll give myself 6 out of 10. There's a lot of awkward moments. If I need someone, I'll probably have my brother. My brother's a bit more liberal than me. Um, you know, he kind of just whatever goes. He's just living life by the moment, which is a beautiful thing. But you need to have systems in place. You know what I mean? You need to plan for things. But yeah, I love him though. See you guys. Now I gotta learn how to stop it. Okay, here we go.